Okay, that's criminal summoning. This is the presence of Nova contractors. This is the light source that's over my head at 1810 North Alvarado Street at 9:56 in the morning. This is engineered light that's on the side of the vehicle. So let me back up. Systematic monitoring. He's opening and closing his doors, getting his equipment out, getting ready to go into an apartment at the facilitating venue to engage in what is federal stalking and criminal presence, which is group stalking at the venue, systematically under the guise of a company name that's arriving, engaging in the state's pattern of conduct. Every time the LAPD flies over, group stalking, sounding helicopter, because LAPD is monitoring right now while the entity is sounding sirens in relevant position under the light source that is not over the Upland Public Library at the same time, like I documented on this day at 9:56 in the morning at 450 North Euclid Avenue. This is engineered light that's on the side, so you can see even before I'm not even up there, the light, it's creating a shadow that's moving. This is light activity. While these demons open and close their doors, they're monitoring you while they keep their back to you. This is what Ty Lee and his wife and their kids, the whole family, they all do that, but they like to do that a lot. They'll sit in surveillance, engage in surveillance, waiting for me to come out, knowing that I'm going to document while the helicopter flies over, or they're driving in right while I'm documenting, and then they get out of their car and they're talking to each other and they're giving each other high five and they're opening and closing, they're monitoring. This is engineer light that's all over their vehicles, and this is the malicious guise that somebody is targeting you. And it's entirely demonic, highly malicious, entirely psychotic as well. This is impossible light activity that's appearing on the side of the car. This is Nova contractors. This is criminal presence. It is the it is criminal, but it's the corrupt misuse of a business for the criminal purpose of federal group stalking and monitoring. This is how the people of the state, this is what Speaker Companies is doing. Under the guise of the name of a business, Speaker Companies is a property management company, and you're looking at what is the specific environment. It is entirely here for a criminal system. It's not coincidentally here or accidentally here or ignorantly here. They're not engaging in an ongoing coincidental criminal facilitation while LAPD is flying tons and tons of times in relevant position over me, over my office, over my apartment, okay, flying circles over my apartment, engaging in what is entirely psychotic stalking for 47 minutes, and nobody knows about it. It's the pattern of conduct, and that's been documented for a prolonged period of time. You're understanding what universal waste is doing. It's not ignorantly or accidentally here or unintentionally here. Nobody knows about it. This is how a government is monitoring you systematically, and that's why you see a commercial actor engaging in the demonic behavioral pattern of engineered light moving across an apartment building while you're just driving a car. That's impossible light. Light is not ricocheting off the sides of your car when you're driving under what's supposed to be the sun. You also know that this isn't the sun because it's rising and setting at the same address. I'm standing at this same location after 5 p.m. and this is the light source is right here. And I'm showing you my shadow, which is in the same position. All it is the different side of my shadow. The light source is here in the morning. As I step out after 5 p.m., the light source is here. And then I go into my apartment, as you saw yesterday, as late as 6:10 p.m., even after that, engineered light on my bedroom wall. The same wall where you're looking at the light source that's over building 1800. That's entirely demonic. This is the criminal system that's underway. Nova Contractors is facilitating it, threatening my life. That's gone to federal prison. This particular employee is going to federal prison. Criminal summoning is an act of terrorism, which is threatening your life. The entity likes to stalk you and terrorize, engage in what is following you from place to place. And you know that because the entity is following with the environment place to place. And the demon possessed that are using their vehicles, fire trucks, demons that you saw, the Upland Police, well, not the Upland Police, but you have seen the Upland Police do that. But specifically the Upland Fire Department, crossing path, engineer light all over the asphalt while I was standing in the parking lot of the Upland Public Library. That's exactly what Universal Waste engaged in that you saw yesterday. That's exactly what you saw that demon Tiffany Sherez engaging in while she's driving by me, and engineer lights moving across this shaded front portion of the apartment building. That's what a state actor is doing. Those demons are in state vehicles in relevant position. Their sirens are a means of amplified audible activity, while a demon affiliated with a business, so you're going to prosecute both civilly and criminally, and he's creating light activity walking in the engineered light, and he's maintaining what is surveillance inside of the apartment building under the guise of what is turning over an apartment that's currently vacant. It is currently, again, it's 10 a.m. And that is the light source. You're going to look at the video that I captured on this day at 9:56 in the morning where I am not at 1810 North Alvarado Street over my head. That's the direct evidence against the entire entity that's monitoring. Okay, 1805, that demon knows that his name has been, so he comes out to engage in the P.O.C. These demons are predictable. All they're doing is listening to me. They're also sex offenders that are also keeping me under surveillance while you're looking at light appearing on my shadows and, appearing on my ceilings and all over my walls while a light source is hovering over my apartment for 11 hours in the day. He's a sex offender as well. and that one's going to be shipped out of the country. Him and his whole family, they're not welcome here. The entity is engaging in what is maintenance of the light source at 10 o'clock in the morning, which is not over the Upland Public Library, which is where I was at on this day. This is why I captured video at 8:39 in the morning facing the Upland Public Library, at 9:56 in the morning standing at the entrance of the Upland Public Library, and that library is nowhere near 1810. The light source, which is directly over my head in this manner, because the sun is not going to maintain this central manner at the same address, at that Upland Public Library address while I'm here in Los Angeles at 1810 North Alvarado Street in my leasing, between my leasing office and building 1810, facing the hillside where the entity's keeping what's supposedly a sunrise in the morning. And this is the same property where it's a sunset. And that's how you know what that is, engaging in surveillance. The absolute pathetic posture of the demon-possessed population, keeping you under surveillance while they have wives and children and babies. Even teenagers are engaging in this demonic system. And that's why they're also going to federal prison. It's currently, again, 10:01 a.m. All right. Criminal surveillance by Ty Lee, 1805. This is a psychopath who's going to federal prison. He's also going to be subject to what are mental examinations. This is a highly deranged third-party group stalker who was listening in concert with the entity. But this demon right now is sitting in his car, stalking me in relevant position under the light source amongst engineered light, and is listening to every word that I'm stating. He's also engaged in federal stalking on behalf of the entity right now. His apartment, the entity was sounding sirens. He was group stalking, engaged in federal stalking as well. That's why all 59 units are subject to federal prison. It is currently, again, 10:02 a.m., and this is P.O.C. This is workplace terrorism. This is the entity stalking an airplane using the cloud planes. This is when there's no audible activity. Right now, the elements are present. My voice is the audible activity, and all of a demon-possessed population that's covered in the evidence of what is the unnatural environment is listening to every syllable that I utter. P.O.C.